Hello, it's your friend Liz Taylor. I am out in the woods, which is really more like a bog right now. It's been raining all morning and it finally stopped, and I came out in my galoshes, but it's just too swampy, so I just found a little viney root to sit on, and I just popped a squat here. But I wanted to get on here real quick and tell you about some really cool news, and then give you some hot tips on how to achieve the same thing that I just did. So a few months ago, I was like, I guess maybe it was like late November, early December. I was like, I really need to start executing steps toward getting published or finding a writing agent, or there's all these like little pieces and parts that you need to kind of do and put together and build in order to be sort of a viable option for them. So I was like, man, I need to start doing that and knocking that kind of stuff out and building that. Not too long after I had that thought, I was on the internet and I was doing some research for something else, and I happened upon this local publishing company called City Limits Publishing. They're located here in Nashville. And I was looking through their website. I just happened upon this page that they were hosting contests, writing contests. And I remembered through the years hearing different writers when giving advice just about how to start writing. I remembered a bunch of them had said, in the beginning when they were first trying to get published and they were submitting and they didn't have really any credits yet, they would enter writing contests, and by doing that it would allow them ways to kind of start building up credits and credibility. And I just had never really sought them out. It just seemed like, okay, well, where do you find these writing contests? It was never at the forefront of my consciousness. And I was like, oh, here's that they have spoken of. So I noticed that the deadlines were coming up, but I had time, and I had a bunch of, it was some of them were poetry specific, and I had some poetry already written that I thought was fitting. So I was like, well, why not? So I entered the contest. And then I heard back from them, and they were like, hey, we want to include you in our anthology. And I was like, oh my gosh, that really worked out. I've never in my life had anything that I have executed work out like that easily with no resistance. It was first time out, it was yeah, this totally worked. And then I followed up and I did it again with another one of their contests, and I got into another one of their anthologies. And so I was just thinking, wow, this is really great. I should tell my other creative friends who are writers, who want to be writers, who are looking to get published, to look into these writing contests and start entering these contests. And so citylimitspublishing.com or .org, I'm not sure, but they're on Instagram, and their website link is on their page, but you can go follow them, City Limits Publishing. And so they'll list these contests. There's a few coming up. I think that the earliest deadline is April 12th, I think, and then they go into May. But there's several different categories. So there's poetry and short story and different genres. There's one for theater and plays. And if you want to branch out and find more contests and more small literary publications to submit your work to, magazines and things, there's a website called poetsandwriters.org, and they do this magazine, but you can get a lot of information just from going to their website. But they have a list of all of the literary magazines and small publishers and people that you would want to be submitting to, if you probably if you don't have representation yet. It's all right there in a list, in a directory, so you can just start submitting, and it has their submission guidelines and everything all right there in one spot. So you can find that at poetsandwriters.com. But anyway, so yeah, totally do that. Look, I got my writer's copies in the mail. I'm featured in 2 of the volumes of the anthology, and I got 5 poems in altogether. So I was really excited, and I wanted to share it with some people, but I also wanted to kind of tell you how I did it and let you know that it was not that unattainable. I think it's really weird how we can get these dreams that feel so far away, and it's it's so funny because writing, it's like, you know, it's like, oh, can you have a thought and then like kind of say it and then write that down on a piece of paper? It seems so easy. We do this in our daily lives, but when it comes to like actually writing a story or something, it's just like, it's so paralyzing. It's so funny. But yeah, so you can actually do that, and it's like a step by step, like something you can easily execute and do, and if you do it enough, you're bound to get in somewhere. So yeah, so that's just a really grounded action that we can take to start taking the castles that we built in the sky and start putting them on the ground. Good luck. Let me know how it goes for you. Add in the comments if you know of any good little secrets like that. If you know of any good contests or any good publications to submit to, and any advice you have about it, throw it in the comments. Like, let's help each other out. Comment, like, subscribe, share, follow. Join my email list. I'll put a link in the description below if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're on Instagram, there's a link in my link tree in my bio that you can sign up for my email list, and then you'll get my newsletter with articles and things that I don't usually post on social media because, I don't know, I think I like the email list a lot because it's almost like my own little zine, and I have a really good time putting it together, like thinking of it as like a kind of a magazine editor, or I don't know, editor-in-chief. Just, I get really nerdy about like choosing fonts and like text color and sizes and layouts and photos and everything. I just really nerd out on it. So I really love it, and I put stuff in there that, you know, maybe I want to say more about it than you have room to put like in a small post. Or I might just talk about a whole bunch of different little things in like one letter. So, and that's where you'll get news about anything new I have coming, like in my shop, or you get a discount to my shop, or it's the only way to get in on discount codes when I'm having sales. If you're like, shop, what are you talking about? I make jewelry. I make amulets, charms, and talismans. I have a shop on Etsy called Light Love Magic. So, oh, actually, I'm wearing my little crystal grill, my little chompers. That's on the shop. Yeah, anyway, peace. Hope every moment of your life is graced with light, love, and magic. Bye.